How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether price is going up or down. Over on the Dixie for the daily, we are trying to continue forward, but we did reject our EMA. I would watch. Remember, usually Dixie and crypto are inverse, so if we do reject, that could be positive for crypto. So Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is pushing forward, VWAP is gaining strength, momentum as a double green dot, and that does want to push money flow further, so that does look positive. It could help push us up. If I can get my space key to work, we can switch to the dominance. So dominance is on a bit of a tear. We are seeing Bitcoin increase ahead of altcoins, so that is positive. We did see a little bit where ETH ETFs did outpace Bitcoin ETFs. That was for a day. It did not last yet. Hopefully that trend does continue, though. That could give us our alt season. Momentum does want to pull back. We have bearish divergence. VWAP does want to bounce off neutral. So watch that VWAP close. If we can get higher high, momentum would invalidate that bearish divergence, money flow would remain bullish, and dominance would increase. That would mean Bitcoin would do better than our altcoins, and altcoins may not gain quite as much, but you do see they did gain a pretty decent amount today, at least the ones on our list, besides XRP, because it ran up on its own. Over on total for the daily, we are pushing above. We did break that 300 EMA. That is positive. We need to stay above this if we're going to see this double bottom play out. That could push us above 2 new highs. Remember, new highs on total would mean our altcoins would possibly see new highs as well. Stochastic does want to push up. VWAP is gaining strength. Momentum does want to push with the double green dot, suggesting it wants to continue forward. And money flow does want to push toward neutral. So if that momentum and VWAP can remain bullish, money flow could push up, and we could see this daily flip. That would result in our altcoins running forward. Over on Bitcoin futures of the daily, we did fill our gap, but in doing so, we created a new gap. I would exercise caution because this does put us above our value area low on our fixed range volume profile. But if we do drop down, fill that gap, and see red candles from there, then we could end up rejecting that value area low, rejecting our volume profile range, and pushing lower. So I would watch out for that scenario. But if we can make a bounce in that range, fill that gap, and then continue forward, that would be very positive. We do have that slight gap at the 65.5 as well. So if we do fill our lower one, then bounce to the higher one, that would be the most ideal situation. Stochastic does want to push up. RSI is pushing forward. VWAP is trying to push up. Momentum does want to gain strength with a green dot, suggesting that it does want to push up as that VWAP pushes up, and money flow is trying to gain strength as a result. Over on our 4 hour, we do have that gap, so again, watch out. Stochastic's flat, RSI is pushing up, momentum is pushing forward, VWAP is bullish with slightly higher highs and higher lows. That is positive. That does give momentum strength, but with it going flat, I would exercise caution. Money flow is pretty flat, it is bullish, but it is not really gaining much momentum, so I would watch. We kind of see this quick run up, consolidation, quick run up, consolidation. I wouldn't buy on that being a trend for too long. Stochastic is pretty flat. Momentum does want to round. VWAP does have lower highs, so I would watch. If we break that neutral and get a lower low, momentum would pull back, money flow would break, and we would see that lower gap fill. That's not necessarily bad. Remember, if we bounce, then we could continue to our higher gap. Over on the 1 hour here, we do have a little bit of an indecision candle. Watch for a red candle. It could retrace this green candle. Remember, when you jump up real quick, usually you do have a retracement, so that would be healthy as long as we can stay above that range of that purple EMA. Stochastic does want to push up. RSI is pushing forward. VWAP does want to remain bullish. We did get a lower low, though, so watch. If we get a lower high, that will give us a bearish trend. Momentum would round, and money flow would push down. That would then weaken the higher time frames. Again, just watch for a little bit of a retracement and a bounce. If we make a retracement break, then that's where you would have cause for concern. Over on Bitcoin for the daily, Stochastic is pushing up. Momentum does have a green dot. It does want to push forward. So if that VWAP stays bullish and gets higher highs with higher lows, momentum will push money flow higher, and we could get a trend reversal, meaning more people are buying than selling. Over on our 4 hour, we are coming up to that 300 EMA, so watch very close. If we reject this EMA, it's likely we would see lower price targets. We could hit that 57, and if we do not bounce for a higher low, then continue forward, we could end up breaking down yet. Stochastic does want to round. RSI is pushing up. Momentum is gaining strength. VWAP is bullish, and money flow wants to push forward. So if that VWAP stays bullish, we will see momentum bring money flow higher, and that will give us the potential to continue our run. Over on the 2 hour, much like the 4 hour, we are testing that EMA. So again, watch if we can break and hold. If we do not break and hold, it's likely we would round away. Stochastic is flat, RSI does want to round, momentum is starting to round, VWAP is starting to favor more bearish with lower highs, so watch for lower lows, and money flow does want to push bullish, but if that VWAP breaks bearish, it's likely we would push down. Over on the 1 hour, this is what you want to see on those higher time frames, where we got a test of that EMA, then we bounce forward. Again, just exercise caution because we're getting green after green after green. Momentum is pushing up, VWAP is trying to stay bullish, but we have lower highs right now, so watch for a lower low. If we get a lower low, momentum will push down, money flow will weaken, and if that prolongs, we will see higher time frames start to lose strength then. Over on graph for the daily, we did push up to our resistance of our 14,316, so that is positive. Momentum does have a double green dot. VWAP is pushing forward. Money flow wants to gain strength. Stochastic is making a bounce, and RSI is pushing forward, so this does look like a potential rounding bottom here that could be positive to help push us forward. Over on the 4 hour, this could be like a slanted double bottom as well, so watch for that. Stochastic does want to push up. VWAP does have higher highs. Momentum is pushing up. Money flow is gaining strength. So the 4 hour does look positive. Watch for that to continue on lower time frames. Over on the 2 hours, we are running up. We did break through that 14,316. Watch for a retest and a bounce forward. If we just tear up, we could end up coming back down. Our stochastic does want to round. Momentum is rounding. VWAP does want to push down. Money flow is bullish, but if that VWAP breaks down with lower highs and lower lows, then our money flow would break lower. So watch that VWAP close. Right now is doing pretty decent on the 2 hour. On the 1 hour, our VWAP does have a lower high, so watch for a lower low. If we get that lower low, that's where momentum could start to break and money flow could fall flat. That would then weaken those higher time frames. So remember, what goes up real quick usually can come down quick. We did push down really quick too, but run up very quick is not a healthy move forward. We pushed down quick here, ran up quick here, and then we broke down quick. So we don't want that volatility unless you're making big swings. Our stochastic is pushing forward, VWAP is pushing up. Momentum does have a double green dot. Money flow does want to push up. RSI and stochastic are pushing forward, so we do look positive on the daily. Again, watch lower time frames. Over on the 4 hour, stochastic does want to round. RSI is pushing up. Momentum is starting to round, so watch it close. VWAP is starting to pull back, so watch that VWAP. If we can get higher low, then continue for higher highs, then momentum would push up and money flow could gain strength. That would help push us forward. Over on the 2 hour here, we are running up green after green. Again, exercise caution. Momentum does want to round. VWAP is starting to pull back. We do have a lower low, so watch for a lower high followed by further lower lows that would push momentum lower and cause us to break away. Stochastic does want to round. We are pretty overbought. RSI is pushing forward. I would just exercise caution in this range. Over on the 1 hour, we're not quite to the 300 EMA, so watch for that. Excuse me, our stochastic is trying to push up. RSI wants to round away. Momentum is pulling back. VWAP has lower highs with lower lows, so we do have a slight bearish trend. If this bearish trend continues, momentum could break money flow lower, and that would weaken higher time frames. Over on XRP for the daily, not quite the gain. We did make a test off that 57, and we continued forward, so if followed by a strong green candle, we could see the run up we discussed the other night. Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is pushing forward, momentum does want to gain strength, and money flow is bullish, so if that VWAP can continue with this higher high and get higher lows, then we could continue further up. Over on our 4 hour, we do have some kind of flat action. I would watch this. This is a pretty straight channel. Remember, a rising channel like that, where the highs and lows connect, is ultimately a bearish channel that could break us away. Momentum does want to pull back with the red dot. Stochastic and RSI are falling. VWAP does want to break neutral. Watch for lower lows. If we get lower lows and fail to break over the neutral, momentum will weaken, money flow would pull back, and we would see a bit of a sell-off. Over on the 2 hour, we could have a bull flag here, so that is more positive looking than the 4 hour. Again, higher time frames do outweigh lower time frames, so I would just exercise caution. But if we do see this break forward, that would put us above that 71 like we discussed yesterday. Momentum is breaking down, stochastic is falling, VWAP does want to favor bearish, so again, exercise caution. But when you have these flags, your indicators do get pretty flat. Over on the 1 hour, VWAP does have lower lows, so watch for lower highs. If we get lower highs, momentum will push down, money flow could favor bearish, and we could end up breaking lower. I would watch. We did get 3 touches to the bottom, so another one could invalidate our pattern and push us lower. Finally, last but not least, we have ALGO. We do have a pretty strong run here as well. Stochastic and RSI are pushing forward, VWAP is pushing up, momentum does have a double green dot, and that is pushing us forward. That does want to give money flow strength, so watch if that VWAP can maintain momentum on lower time frames. Over on the 4 hour, we are running forward. We do have slight retracement, so this looks a little healthier. Stochastic is pushing up, momentum is pushing forward, VWAP is bullish, money flow is gaining strength, so we do look decent. If this can continue, we could see a trend reversal and further gains. Over on the 2 hour, momentum is running, Stochastic's pulling back, RSI is running forward. Watch that Stochastic though. VWAP does have consistent highs, but we do look like we could start to struggle. If that VWAP gets a lower high with lower lows, momentum will break down and we will retrace gains. Again, we are on the 1 hour, so this is the last one. Thank you for watching. Have a great night. Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is pushing forward, momentum is gaining strength. VWAP does have lower highs, and we want to break, so watch for lower lows. If we get lower lows with this lower high, then we could see a bearish trend take us away, reject that 250 EMA, and we could end up retesting that 1032. Thank you for watching tonight's video.